I am Dr. Manjubala Yadav, Associate Professor in Chemistry, Government College, Kota. Today we will study about H2O2 reaction. In the physical special paper of semester 4, MSc semester 4, we are taking the paper Chemical Kinetics. In the last section, we studied about the catalytic combustion of methane, and in the coming lecture we will study the Knox cycle. So, first of all, if we see the reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, we find that 2 moles of H2 react with O2 to form 2 moles of H2O. Now, this reaction, it is exothermic, and we know that mixtures of gases hydrogen and oxygen are quite stable at atmospheric conditions. The mixture of hydrogen and oxygen, if we see in the atmosphere, it is stable. Any conceivable direct reaction between the two gases is 0. This reaction which occurs, it is at extreme temperatures and pressures, and there is no direct reaction between the two gases in the atmospheric conditions. Now, if we see the mechanism of this reaction, we find that the initiation step, in which the hydrogen molecule, it gives you hydrogen atom or radical, oxygen, the oxygen atom. The second is the chain branching, in which the radicals we have obtained from the initiation step, they further react with the hydrogen and oxygen molecules, and we get hydroxyl radical and the oxygen atom, and here the hydroxyl radical and the H atom. In the next step, we see that H2, it reacts with OH to form H2O plus H. Now, if we see the chain termination step by which the reaction stops, here the radicals which are generated in the first initiation step, it combines or it collides with the wall, and it is responsible for the termination of the reaction, and it gives half H2, and H plus O2 plus M, M is any third body, by the rate constant K5, reaction rate constant, it gives HO2 plus M. So, these are the 3 steps of initiation, chain branching and chain termination. Now, we know how the reaction starts, how the initiation step takes place. It is the dissociation of some amount of molecular species by a spark, flame, electric discharge or some other means. So, the first step, it occurs by a spark, initiation step by flame, electric discharge or some other means. Now, in these different steps, we find that the we should know that oxygen-oxygen double bond, which is the starting material, HH bond and OH bond which is being formed. Here if we see the bond energies, it is 5.1 eV electron volts for hydrogen molecule, HH bond is 4.5 electron volt and OH is 4.4 electron. Now, we have to find the rate of the reaction, we have to study the rate of the reaction, and here we see the we will study the reaction in terms of the formation of the H species, the H radical species, the oxygen radical species and the OH species, they are unstable. So, here the reaction will be studied in terms of the hydrogen radical. Now, students, we know that how we write these reactions, how we find the rate constant for each step. Like if we see the first reaction, here the rate constant, it will be K0 H2. Okay. So, here the H radical is being formed, and here for O2 it will be similarly K0 O2. Now, here the H is being produced, so we will find the, it will be plus, and here it is used, so here we will write the rate constant as minus K2 and then O2 H. Similarly, here H is being produced, so again it will be it is on the product side, so it will be K3 and then again H2 O. So how we write? We see the rate constant, that is for the reaction, that is K2, and here the concentration of the reactants O2 and H. So the production of means we will study the reaction in terms of H, and H is being used here, so we can write minus K2 O2 H, and in this step H is produced, so it will be K3 H2O. Similarly, here H is produced, so it will be K1 H2OH, and in K4 again it is being used, so it will be minus K4H. Okay, and here in the fifth step it is again being consumed, so it will be minus K5HO2M. So this way we can write this step, the formation of N star, which we are taking as the formation of the species H. So this way we can write, in all the steps we see where hydrogen is produced and where hydrogen is used, and we write this equation. Now the other free radical species, that is OH and oxygen, free radical and OH free radical, we write again the rate of change of this OH radical with time. So it is again, if we see OH, it is being made in the K2 step, in this step, and it is also produced here in the K3 step. So it will be, for OH it will be K2 O2H, and here it will be K3 H2O. So and again in this step it is being used, so it is K1 H2OH. This way we can write this reaction equation. Similarly, for oxygen free radical, we will see where oxygen is being used and where it is produced. On the where it is used it will be negative, and where it is produced it will be positive. So we can write this reaction. Now we say that O radical and OH radical are both much lower than H. So we can assume that both of these species are at steady state. Their concentration is very less as compared to O and OH. H is dominant. So we assume both the species, oxygen radical and the hydroxyl radical, assume that both of these species are at steady state. The steady state says that the rate of formation and the rate of decomposition, it is same. Those which are being formed, which they are decomposed immediately. So the steady state says that their change of concentration will be 0 with time. Now SS is steady state. We find the concentration of oxygen at steady state from this equation. From this equation we find the OSS from the equation number 3.3. We put this equation is equal to 0 because steady state it tells that the formation of oxygen free radical with time is 0. Okay. Now how we calculate this? How we find this? We find that O, it is in this term only, so we take it in on one side, so it will be is equal to, and here we have O2 common, so it will be K0 plus K2H and O2 common. This O2 is outside, and here it is O2 is common, and here it is K0O2 plus K2HO2 is equal to upon K3H2. We are not taking common. We are just putting like that only, K0O2 plus K2HO2 upon K3H2. And in this step, if we find OH steady state, this we can find from this equation. We put this equal to 0, and again we find here we have to find DOH. This is equal to 0. So here we are seeing that it will be equal to K2HO2 plus K3OH2 upon K1H2. So here this K1, it goes on the right side, and we have to find the OH, this species. So we have to find this value OH at steady state. So this will be K2HO2 plus K3OH2 upon K1H2. Now we substitute in this value, we put this oxygen steady state value, and we find that OH steady state value comes out to be 2K2HO2 plus K0O2 and upon K1H2. So we have substituted the value of K0 O at steady state at the this place, and we get this. Now we substitute the steady state values of OH and O radicals in the rate equation for free radical density. This are free radical density dN star by dt. We put the value here. The original equation we got was this. Now here we have the values of OH and O at steady state. Okay, so we substitute the values of O and OH in this equation, and we get this equation. You can write the values of if we see this value K3, this value if we see, it comes from K3OH2. We substitute the value of oxygen at steady state. This is K0O2 plus K2HO2 upon K3H2, and we find this K2HO2 plus K0O2 K3H2. Similarly, we substitute the values of OH and we get this equation. Now here we have to simplify how we get this equation, equation number 3.8. So here we say that this K3, it goes like this, K1H2, it also gets cancelled. Now we have K0H2 minus K2HO2 plus, now this K2HO2 and this minus K2HO2, this also cancels. So we have K0H2 plus K0O2 and plus K0O2. This will be 2K0O2, and here it will be 2K2HO2 minus this. So here we get K0H2 plus this is 2K0O2. So this is 2O2, K0 is outside. So this way, from this K0H2, and from this you get 2O2 and K0 is outside. And then one more species you have is 2K2HO2 and minus K4H and this. So in all the three species, H is common, which we are taking the free radical species by which we are studying the rate. So this is common, and we have written it as N star. So here we get 2K2O2, and here it is minus K4, and here it is minus K5O2M. Now we put this value as W0, this is F, and this is G. So we can write dN star by dt is equal to W0 plus F minus G N star. Now if we plot, if we will plot this, so we can say that this dN star by N star can go here, and W0 plus F minus W0 t dt plus F minus G, which are the constant species, so it will be salt. Now F here, it is a chain branching step and G is the chain termination step. Okay, so we say that this G is the chain termination step and this F is the chain branching step. So we have two classes of solutions, when the termination step is dominant and when the branching step exceeds. If we see the solution of first, when the termination step is greater than the branching step, so we have, it will be equal to K4, it is greater than this 2K2O2 minus K5O2. So here we will take O2 common and it will be 2K2 minus K5M. O2 is common here and this is 2K2 minus K5M. Okay, so K4 is greater than 2K2 minus K5M O2, and this is assured at sufficiently low oxygen pressures. This is possible, this condition of termination ahead of the branching, that is the reaction stops faster. It is only assured at sufficiently low oxygen pressures. If we see the graph, we find this is, it gradually increases, then it attains a steady value, and we can find this value from here. If we put this is equal to 0, we put this is equal to 0. So F minus G n star is equal to minus W0. Okay, and so n star, if we find the value of n star, that will be equal to minus W0 upon, we have taken this here, F minus G n star will be minus W0 upon F minus G F minus G, this is F. So here we can write it as W0 upon, this was F minus G, so it becomes G minus F. Okay, so we get this steady value as W0 G minus F, and the slope, it comes out to be W0 T. Now we have the solution n star is equal to W0 G minus F 1 minus e raised to power minus G minus F T, and at short times n star increases almost linearly with slope Wt and reaches a steady value where ns, this is equal to G minus F. This is a steady state value which it attains. Now if we study the case of higher oxygen pressure, if there is higher oxygen pressure, then the branching will be more than the termination, and here we get W0 F minus G, because F is greater, the branching is greater, F minus G T minus 1. And here if we see the graph, we find that it is gradually increasing, and the free radical concentration, it increases exponentially. And since the overall rate it depends on the radical concentration, the reaction velocity increases rapidly. Here the reaction velocity increases rapidly. This is usually termed as explosion. So this is the case of explosion when branching is greater than the termination step, that is G. The hydrogen oxygen reaction behaves quite differently in different pressure regimes. It is possible to construct an explosion boundary for the hydrogen oxygen reaction as a function of temperature and pressure. Other reactions in addition to those we considered above are important. There are other reactions also which are considered important, and they include HO2, it gives you hydrogen peroxide H2O2 plus O2. H2 plus HO2, it gives you H2O2 plus H plus HO2 2OH, H plus HO2 H2 plus O2, H plus HO2 H2O plus O, H2O2 plus M 2OH plus M, H2O2 plus M gives you 2OH plus M, H2O2 plus H gives you H2O plus OH, H2O2 plus OH gives you H2O plus HO2, H plus OH plus M gives you H2O plus M, and H plus M gives you H2 plus M. So, these all reactions are also considered important. So, we should know that what all combinations are possible, how the different radicals they react, and different products are formed. Thank you. So, this way we studied about the H2O2 reaction, that how the kinetics, how the mechanism of this reaction can be understood, how the branching and the termination steps, if they are considered, one is dominant and then the other, how we can find the different rates. Thank you.